And not only that, it's like the cast. I hadn't heard of like most of the actors before they did Breaking Bad or
Yeah.
Better Call Saul, but it's like, damn, everyone hits.
Yeah. Rhea Seehorn. Fucking Kim Wexler.
Oh,
Amazing.
I think in
Jesus.
terms of performance, she might be my favorite.
Yeah, she
In
might be the best. Seriously. It's
yeah.
ridiculous. You know?
Hmm.
Michael Mando, I feel like he didn't have too many moments to shine. He definitely had moments to shine, like in the middle of combat and whatnot. Like those were
Yeah.
really good moments for him, but he didn't have a lot of monologues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I,
you
I
know?
feel like he had less to do
Hmm.
as the show kind of went on.
Right, right. They
But
kind of just held
you know,
him.
and there wasn't like a lot of, like you said, there's not a lot of moments where he kind of gets to flex
Hmm.
any acting muscles, because I feel like he's in a lot of samey kind
Hmm.
of scenarios, because he's just a smaller character in a bigger story,
Right,
and I
that's
think the
exactly what it
story
is.
overshadowed him way
Hmm.
more. And so Michael Mando, like, he did a fantastic fucking job, but he didn't have many opportunities to
Right.
shine.
But what I really like and what I fucking love is that they gave him a chance to go out on a really strong note, and that's what that was. It
Hmm.
was him pretty much just facing his oppressors, facing the guys who keep him down, and just letting it all out in front of him.
Hmm.
I switched your fucking meds for sugar pills. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, Jesus. And then he had the
Yeah,
capability to kill Juan Bolsa, but then he told himself, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna
yeah,
go my own way. you
yeah.
know, I love that shit, man. It's
His death reminded me a lot of Hank's in Breaking Bad.
yeah, big time, dead in the
Yeah.
sand.
Hmm.
Jeez, man. But dude, it was just such a damn fine fucking time. What a fucking show. There are so many more moments that I'm not thinking of. You know,
Hmm.
when como se dice, Saul called Stephen Ogg to come back because Mike wasn't
Yeah,
available.
yeah.
Like that's cool. Fucking the moment where Saul called that guy to rob that little printer store. It's like, oh
Hmm.
wow, he doesn't do this shit for the money, man. He just does it for the thrill. He doesn't like being tamed, domesticated, held down. He was finding ways to do those little tricks, but in a
Hmm.
quote unquote legal sense. And so he was able to do it. That's the only way he survived through all of that when he was a lawyer. But
Hmm.
now that Chuck is dead, there's nobody alive that can check him anymore. You understand? Nobody that can
Yeah.
restrain him, hold him, hold him
He's
back.
free.
He's free, exactly. And with Kim Wexler as an enabler, that not only enables him, but talks him into shit he doesn't even want to do, Howard.
Yeah.
Come
Yep.
on. you know? It's,
It's crazy how he was hesitant about Howard at first,
yeah, that's my
and
thing,
Tim was
right?
like,
Go
Tim just
ahead.
kept going with it. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Brother, my thing is this: is if you want to make Kim Wexler a really interesting character, have her have an arc. Don't just have her follow Saul around. Have her encourage Saul to do something he doesn't want to do. Whoever made that decision, genius, deserves a raise. Kim Wexler has gone full sicko mode, right? Oh my god, just
Yeah.
oh, bombshell. All right, you know what I'm saying? She's great. Lala was right. Saul's punching up. You know what I mean? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And like, knowing that Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
knowing that he left the writing team in the first half of season 3,
Yeah.
I feel like after he leaves, so much more development happens with the characters. So I wonder what it was like for him when he came back for the final season, of
Mm.
seeing where all the characters are at now, because he missed a lot because he
Uh
was
huh.
doing El Camino, the movie. So he missed a lot of fucking like development uh,
Right.
until he came back. So I wonder what his reaction was like. Damn, this shit is good.
Well, you know what? Yeah, well, because he felt confident with the writers. That's one of the reasons why the whole
Yeah.
Chuck thing worked out. Because he felt really confident. Wow, they really gave me a good crew here. you know.
Hmm.
And there's one more thing here that I want to add is that pretty much he had the entire bucket of ingredients. You know what I mean? Like he had all of it there, all the setup, and then final season comes in and he came back. He was just
Hmm.
able to tip the bucket over into the bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
Yeah.
like, okay. Now I can put the period at the end of the sentence. You know what I mean? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
If
Just
anything, I feel like they even just brought him in to be like, okay, let's have it fit into Breaking Bad a little more seamlessly. So it's like,
hmm
let's get to Saul to where he needs to be, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Towards the later in the series. But even then, I mean, he's a great writer.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's kind of mostly why he's there for the last season. It's just like we need to have it flow smoothly into
Well,
Breaking
yeah,
Bad.
absolutely, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. He worked on the
No,
originals;
no.
it makes sense,
Yeah,
But
and if
just
anything, he would know where
exactly.
things should end up.
Just such a damn fine show, man. I can't say that enough. Of course, there's more to talk about, like with Ignacio. Remember when Gus was like, "Hey, get on Lalo's good side." Okay, fucking the apartment was being raided, and Ignacio saw all that shit, and then his lackeys were behind him, and they told Lalo, "Hey, all the drugs were in there. Fuck, and we're gonna lose them, huh?" And then Ignacio's like, "No, we ain't." Fucking goes out. Oh man, that's one other thing I want to point out. First of all, Michael Mando built like a Greek god. You see him before with shirtless? Jesus Christ, bro. I want that body. Fucking hell, right? So he's going in there, and he does a lot of physical shit in this series, and it's crazy to witness. He's over here jumping he's jumping buildings, breaking through AC vents. Like he does what he wants. It's awesome. It's so fucking good, man. What a show.
And the show does such a good job of like when something intense is happening, and it looks like a character might die, but you're like, oh, this character's in Breaking Bad though. Like in the back of your mind,
they make
like
you feel it,
really gonna happen. But they just do such a good job of stretching out that tension and keeping you in the moment that it doesn't take you out when you eventually realize like, oh, obviously.
What I like though, remember when Lalo went into Saul's home with Kim in there? What I really, really love about the show is not only does it make you already feel a little bit of tension about the character that is in Breaking Bad, but they make you feel infinitely more tension for people who aren't in Breaking Bad. Holy shit. Yeah. I thought Kim was going to die the first time I saw that scene, bro. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Like, she's not in Breaking Bad, and Lalo's, he's dangerous, so,
He could have easily, killed or hurt Kim to get Jimmy to help him out.
That's all, bro. That's all I was thinking is, bro, Kim's going to get shot in this scene. There's no way. You know what I mean? Like, thankfully, that didn't happen, Kim fucking went in there like, hey, you know what I mean? Get the fuck off my boy, I thought Mike was going to shoot Lalo, too. That was another thing. It's like, you have a clear shot. Why aren't you shooting? Yeah,
and it's so crazy how it's like in that scene, it feels like literally anything can happen.
Yeah.
And then when you really like put it together, not much happens.
Yeah.
It's like you were feeling tense, and then when it all releases, you're like, damn, I was tense for no reason.
He just wanted to talk. That's all it was. Yeah. Well, because what really drummed up the fucking tension, and I love Lalo's fucking performance here. The dude was like, "Tell me again." What?
Yeah.
Tell me again. And then he says it again. Tell me again. He wants the truth. That's all he wants. He wants the truth. And then Kim comes in with a fucking Hail Mary. Like, you don't think kids shoot at fucking road signs and old cars all the fucking time? Idiot. Like, shit, you're right. I didn't even think of that excuse. Yeah. I would have never in a million years thought of that excuse. Jesus Christ.
I actually kind of thought of that excuse. I'm like, well, anyone could have come across the car at some point.
Yeah, right? Shit.
But it's like, obviously Lalo is right, and he knows what happened. But like, even then, it's like, okay, Kim does have a point.
Yeah, but, it's like, you're right. Yeah, no. It could have been that way. I'm sure that Lalo probably still thought he was right, but it's like, well, now that you mention it, yeah, of course. It's like, now that you mention it, it's like, I might be wrong.
The look he gave Jimmy when he was leaving was just, okay, you win this time.
Exactly. Bro, I love this show so much. Everyone brings their fucking A game here. Even fucking Hector Salamanca. You know what I mean? When he was having his little mini stroke, Salamanca money, Salamanca blood. It is my birthright. I paid for this. Like, oh man, that was awesome. I love it.
The actor that plays Lalo, he's in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
The Marvel show. And I feel like if I would have watched Breaking Bad before, I would have liked his character more in Hawkeye because his character is so different from Lalo. Well, they're kind of similar. So he's one of those characters where like he comes in and he's pretty sus from the beginning. So you're like, okay, he's obviously like a villain,
The
but then
bad
he
guy.
turns out to just be like, he's just kind of like a goofy like side character. Like he's not really the bad guy. He's just a weird person. And so I feel like if I would have seen Better Call Saul before, his performance would have like definitely been more of a spotlight for me.
Oh well. Man.
Also, I just don't care for that show.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I was gonna say is like, you expect good writing? Look at Kingpin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't give me this. Jeez.
And now, after watching Better Call Saul, it makes me like Hawkeye less. It's already my least favorite Marvel show, and I like it less because now I realize they wasted that fucking actor too.
Seriously, bro. Like when you see an actor achieve his peak in a show that like you never really see that actor do other things. Like Bob Odenkirk, holy shit, peak.
Oh,
great actor, but you don't see him in a lot of other things. It's like, so why? It's because these directors, this team knows how to use these actors. They know how to direct them. This team knows what they're doing. You know, they can pull that performance out of you real easy. I mean, look how much. Kind of like, look how much depth they gave. Sorry, yeah, my bad. Look how much depth they gave Francesca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you didn't need to.
They really didn't need to. She's just some one-note bitch who don't like her job. That's what they could have done. That's what they did in Breaking Bad. But here, they went with, actually, she was really nice and pleasant. She used to work at the DMV. But then over time, being exposed to all these fucking criminals and felons, you know what I mean? It's like all she did was she hated her job and she milked Saul for all of the money that it was worth because she knew that job wouldn't last forever. You know? Mm-hmm. And remember when Kim? I don't know if you've seen this scene yet. When Kim walked into the room, you did see the scene yet. Kim walked into the law firm when Francesca was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Francesca was like real happy. Did you see that part?
Yes, she was. Yeah.
So Francesca immediately, all of a sudden, she smiled. Oh, hi Kim, how you doing? Oh yeah, no, I'm just designing this how I want. And then as soon as she talks to Saul, fucking grin goes away.
She turns into the Francesca we're used to from Breaking
Bad. Exactly. And then you'll see later on in the show that there's something else there, but I won't say anything. But it's like the completion of her arc. It's really cool. But you see, that's the thing. You don't have to add depth to these characters. You don't. But you do because you feel like this is not a character. This is a person. And it's so fucking wonderfully done. It's amazing. You know?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think part of the reason why the performances are so good and why the characters are so well written is because I think Vince Gilligan and like the Breaking Bad team, they kind of do what Rockstar does with their games, where they kind of craft the character around the actor.
That would work.
Like the actor has input on what they think the character would do, and it just makes the performance that much better because the actor is invested in what's going to happen next to my character, and, that kind of thing. It's not just a job for them. It's more of just they're invested in the story as well. So every fucking scene they're in, they're like, okay, well, my character would do this, you know, so they get into it.
Well, and, because these continue. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, and that's part of why like Red Dead 2 is such a good fucking game because GTA 5 they write the characters around the actors.
They do.
And so when their performance comes in, they have so much more investment in the story and everything that their performance just goes from 10 to fucking 15 with how good they are.
Well, exactly. I feel like a great example of that was GTA, right? In Rockstar with Red Dead Redemption, it's because those characters to them are an extension of themselves. All right, maybe not the entirety of themselves, but definitely a part of them, and so they're able to play that part of themselves really well. For example, God of War with Christopher Judge. That is an extension of himself because he's a father of children as well. And como se dice, that kind of guiding, loving father who's made mistakes in the past but is trying to rectify them, that is a part of Christopher Judge. He always he said it before in an interview that the performance of Kratos for him is more of like an apology for my children because while I was acting a lot, I was always away from my family, so I wasn't always present. So my performance as Kratos is not only and it's not only his fatherhood kind of coming out, but it's also an apology to his children, which Kratos also feels towards Atreus. You understand? He feels inadequate as a father, because of what he's done in the past. So it's it's an extension of himself. It's a real world emotion being put into a character, and so that's it. You know what I mean? That's the way you do it. It has to be. It's the best way. You either find the perfect actor for your role, or you find the perfect role for said actor. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing. There's nothing else for me to say. I don't really have a lot wrong with it. Maybe you can say here and there it's a little too slow here and there, like namely with some of Gustavo Fring's scenes. But overall, man, it's amazing.
Yeah. It kind of feels like they feel the need to have Gus in the show.
Yeah.
But they don't have much to do.
Exactly.
For him to do.
He's
just kind of.
There's not much development. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of like in the backdrop to be like, hey, this is connected.
You know what I would have liked for Gus to be? I would have liked Gus to be more kind of reckless throughout the show, right? Like not as calculated. And then as the show went on and he made more mistakes and more people died around him or some shit like that, he started to like really hone in, and like the evil that was in his eyes is no longer there. That hatred, But it's neither here nor there. But even though they weren't able to do that with his character, at the end of the day, they still did so much with all those other characters that I don't mind. If I were to give it a criticism, I would say Gus is probably the weakest part of the show, me personally.
Yeah.
And he's still a great...
really fucking interesting.
Exactly! Yeah. He's still amazing! I'm just saying he's the weakest part. That's it, like compared to the rest of the show.
How good... That just goes to show the quality of Better Call Saul.
It's amazing.
The worst part of the show is still fucking leagues over many other shows I've seen.
There you go. You see what I mean? You get it. It's just it is what it is, man. How is literally one of the best fucking antagonists in TV history the fucking least favorite part of your show for everyone? I don't understand how. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And it shows how the creators of Better Call Saul have really matured since Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? Because you look at Breaking Bad and there's some amateurish mistakes in there, whether from lack of experience or whatnot. And then you see in Better Call Saul, you see all the shots have purpose. And all those problems that Breaking Bad had, which Breaking Bad is still fucking amazing, but it definitely had some flaws, that is not present at all in Better Call Saul whatsoever, So...
Yeah,
just
and in a way it sucks because it feels like Better Call Saul just gets slapped with like just because it's a prequel or a spin-off. It's like it's not as good. It's like no, they've really fucking improved from Breaking Bad.
Amazing how much they've improved. It's ridiculous.
Every episode I've seen of Better Call Saul so far, my jaw is on the floor with just how it looks visually. There's some really good fucking shots in every episode. It looks good.
Let me name one.
It looks really good.
Let me name one. You know which one I'm going to say. The ice cream on the cement. What's up?
Yes.
What's up?
Yes.
It's so fucking good, dude. It's just, and here's the thing. You can make an entire video essay just on that fucking shot. You really could. What does this mean, Oh, man.